Challenge game certainly going in the favor of G2 right now, and you're kind of seeing them play around the midfield line. That one's off the post for JNaps, and he comes through with the shot. It took almost 2 minutes, but G2 score the first goal.
And you saw the confusion there. Typical and AJ running into each other, and the ball leaking out. Shot will be blocked. First killer, first touch, was able to control it, lobs it towards net. Typical will be able to catch this. Nice challenge from JNaps. Still ball kept in play. Chicago with the challenge. First killer can get back in time.
Oh, and great deny there from JNaps. And again, the challenge game coming through for G2 to end the game. You thought maybe FaZe was going to keep it up a little bit longer.
The ways that FaZe is so deadly is when that ball is kicked back to them and they can take possession, pop it up, and oh man, an early shot and an early goal. FaZe, they got shut out last game, only taking 7 seconds to score in game 2.
Wow. What a second touch there from first killer. And this time, Typical gets all of it. He's not going to miss that one. 7 seconds in, FaZe finding 4. Oh my.
It looked like Chicago might be able to get his car back under control, but so we take another look, it goes right back to Typical. Yeah,
he landed on the bounce. And, you know, proving to yourself that you can put on the pressure G2 is one thing. Typical coming alive is maybe another for FaZe Clan. That's the player that you want hot. And right now, 3-0 start in the first minute. FaZe running away with it.
Typical never letting go of boost. First killer hitting that back into JNaps, and now gets a nice bounce of light touch from AJ. Rebound is Typical. That's his 4th of the game.
4 for 7. 7 shots in this game. AJ wants the angle there, but just off the back of the wall, and G2 just so spread out. You're seeing, I think this consistency is hard to hold. And against a team like G2, you know G2 is going to go back to the drawing board and think about this one for at least the next 50 seconds here as we wait for the next game.
And you wonder what kind of adjustments G2 is going to come out with. They were barely keeping their head up.
First killer, JNaps though, flip reset, second touch. As AJ does get a piece of it, great read from here. Typical tough save, he won't make it. Atomic direct into the net, and G2 take the lead.
Typical sitting in net with 91 boost, waiting for this shot, but he was surprised by how much power it had. I don't think
rebuttal to the last game to at least put one away. That one went high. Chicago, the shooter here, he's going to drop it below first killer, and G2 double up.
And this is another situation where G2 makes a nice read on the defense. Chicago seeing first killer start to do the wraparound save.
JNaps. He didn't either. Now the pass is typical. It's too high. Follow up from AJ and first killer. He'll put it away. Everyone went from FaZe, but they put it home.
Throwing everything in the kitchen sink included. Typical saw Chicago and net, opted for the backboard pass, and a nice strike from
Turns
first
one away
killer.
Here with 4 seconds left. G2 holding on. Demos coming out left and right. Atomic gets 2. 0 second time. A third now for Atomic Demos. And he'll sweep
That shouldn't be possible. That should not be possible. I honestly don't know from a physics
JNaps
perspective.
As well. Now Atomic's going to go. Everyone involved here from G2 off the backboard. JNaps, he'll put it down. G2 on the board first once again.
And it looked like it was another team bump. Typical and AJ bump into each other when AJ's streaking back. AJ not able to get boost. Hopeless situation.
One comes clean off the backboard. First killer not reading the touch. That one got a pinch into the net. First killer can't get back. JNaps muscles it through the last man, and it finds its way home.
JNaps, first touch, hitting the brakes, and then a strong dunk. What do you do about?
Have a 2-goal lead. Very similar to the previous game. Typical trying to change that. Gets a second flip. What in the world was that? How did that go in for Typical?
We're gonna have to take another look at this one. Typical getting behind it, flip reset, flips. It looks like he got a bump.
He bumped him.
It looks like he bumped.
Oh, big clear from AJ, and Typical's already up. Can he get a second touch? He does, but it's not on target. AJ wants to put it through. He will to tie it up.
And this was such a good double from Typical. Typical, you saw him rotating all around.
Wow.
Perfect touch to the backboard. Gets the pass. And that ball kick out to AJ, who's low on boost. Flip reset doesn't land, but it's down the first killer. AJ didn't get a big scoop, but it ended up being the perfect touch for first killer to take the shot.
Oh my, first killer was just sitting under him the entire time he was in the air, and the second it dropped down, he knew what to do. FaZe battling back. A long overtime here against
first killer. Thinking about who should take it. Bounces back out.
Oh,
a nice pass on the goal line. AJ staying in the play. He had the vision.
I really like this pass from first killer. 0 boost, but a tough bounce to come out. But he knows he has support to his left side, and he has no boost to really get good power. Went for gold there and almost got it. What a touch there from first killer. Now he can drop this one down, or maybe he just scored himself. Why not? He's first killer. Of course he can score from that angle.
First killer, he gets the boost steal, gets the touch, stays behind the ball. Is there anything for world class?
And that's why he's here. That's why he's world class.
JNabs. Who needs to flip reset? Who needs to air dribble when you can just demo Corelli? That's the type of gameplay that you love to see.
Poor Typical. He's got all of G2 the ball running at him.
First killer, nice challenge. JNabs with only 40 boost. Can't get there in time. Typical drop down to AJ. FaZe are picking G2 apart.
There is some world-class work on the back wall right now being done by FaZe across the board. This time it's a beautiful pass from Typical with no boost.
I can barely land on my wheels. Even just on the sidewall on easy shots. And here you have Typical doing that on the backboard as FaZe continue to score goal after goal. JNabs wasn't expecting that late touch from AJ. That was wide open, but Atomic, nice recovery to get back. Hard shot. Typical couldn't deal with it. 1:36 left, Corelli. This is not impossible for G2.
No, sir. And that was a great shot. Typical, I guess, just really couldn't get around it. Incredible. And for G2, you're right. They're a team that will test you. And FaZe right now, like you said, discipline here in this game to close it out. And in a very close series so far, 10 shots target, whether it's high, whether it's wide. And G2, the only team right now that's getting good looks, but maybe FaZe comes. AJ, can he get one through? He will. Chicago can't get the challenge, and FaZe in the lead.
And that was disastrous from G2, a double commit Chicago and JNabs. Chicago awkward on the backboard. It was Atomic and JNabs who doubled.
And again, discipline is tested here with just over a minute left. G2's been threatening. Oh my, a blunder defensively from FaZe. Nobody comes up with the touch. How does that go in?
First killer, he picked up one pad, and it looked like AJ jumping up mid boost. Chicago to Atomic, low boost shot. It's high, rebound out. JNabs, corner. We're going to game 7.
He's got the ice, and everyone getting involved from G2. A perfectly placed shot over the shoulder. Typical couldn't get up to it. G2 stay alive. It's a game 7.
I mean,
G2's already qualified. Of course, FaZe wants to qualify as soon as they possibly can. That's a great flick from Atomic. JNabs has a wide open net, and G2 in the lead first.
You said it, a wide open net. Atomic, that touch beating out the defender, not only making sure the defense doesn't get a piece. G2, they've got the ice, but first killer, he beat Chicago out. You saw Chicago streaking back. You thought he had a chance, but this is a masterful shot and a huge goal. FaZe Clan needed that.
How does Typical win? Looking for one over the top. Atomic there, last man left. First killer trying to muscle it home. A follow-up shot will go through. 32 seconds left on the clock, and FaZe take the lead.
And Typical, this was such a key play from him. First killer, the intelligence to go for the 50. You saw him using the bottom of his...
He'll find Atomic. JNabs will go now. Typical can't get there. Chicago second touch isn't there. FaZe Clan take him down in 7.
A wild ride, but in the end, FaZe